Good, whatever it is, I'm Antalous. Welcome back to Space Engineers. So, I've been working on the frigate. That's my first and biggest project. I added a build and repair system to it, so it's repair the blocks that are there, but there are a lot of blocks that are just straight up missing. And so, for that, I started working on project number 2, which is behind door number 1. Without further ado, ta-da! Now, this may look familiar. It's different. I don't recall if I've ever said this on camera. I slightly sort of really crashed that other one. So this is number 2. So it's got 3 reactors, small ones, but it's mainly powered by 2 batteries. Got 2 gyros on the bottom, 1 on top, because I'll probably smack those off. It's got 3 landing gear. I was hoping it would sit level on those. It doesn't. I'm not terribly surprised. I might move them to say off of these conveyors and have them sideways or something. I haven't decided. 2 spotlights, ore detector, antenna, 2 drills, medium cargo container connectors, you know, the works. So this thing, our main mission in this is to gather ice. Because that ship is powered by, or not powered, it flies mainly with hydrogen. And I'm wondering how many thrusters are left on the top. And I'm wondering if there's enough that I could potentially just fly it out of that with what's there. And frankly, I doubt it. I really, really doubt it. But we'll never know unless we try. So we're gonna collect some ice, maybe a little bit further away from the base. Closer to this wall. Maybe in this ore patch right here. Further down here, there should be something useful. Oh, this thing zips. It's got a minimum 3 thrusters in every direction, and important directions have extra. Sometimes that sink rate terrifies me. So we're just going to collect some of this ice, get it powering up for hydrogen, and I don't think we'll need a ton just to see. But we're gonna grab some. And I generally don't do mining on camera, just because I know that this isn't the most entertaining to watch, but given this is a big part of my plan, I decided to make an exception for this. How are we doing? 33k ice. Not actually all that much, but we're gonna go a little bit longer. And see what we can get. I'm hoping for, 75k. 50k there. I was sure it was in a different container, but that cargo container is not even full. Gotta watch our weight. I haven't tested to see how much weight this can hold, but we'll probably call it good in just a moment, just to be safe. And that moment is now. 61k. That's good enough for a test. We'll just see if it lifts off the ground. If it does, awesome. If not, then we'll have to figure out how to add some thrusters or build a structure on it that will be able to lift it up. And I'd love to do atmospheric thrusters, but I just don't think we have the power generation or the resources to build. Probably I'm gonna just guesstimate we're gonna need 100 plus large atmospheric thrusters. That's just a lot of resources, and that's also what I was talking about earlier with maybe this is something we just have to strip for parts, which would take a very, very long time. And then I'd probably build something to come over and do that, honestly. Dip down a little bit. My rec GPS point is a little bit off because that was behind some rock cover. The hacking blocks have finished taking this over as well too, for the most part. There are still a few things that are not controlled by me. But it doesn't see anything not controlled by me for some reason. We're still sinking. Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I feel like it should have one of those voice warnings on airplanes where it's like, sink rate, sink rate. That was terrifying. Okay, we're gonna have to use thrusters in combination. There are only 3 forward thrusters on this. However, there is one additional reverse thruster, so that's an idea of how we could do this. But I think we're gonna be able to just come in here. Oh, right, because I have the downwards pointing thrusters. I should maybe go and power those off for now. There we go. Okay, and then I didn't make a group for the thrusters. Let's go ahead and set that up. Save, and we're going to power you off. That way we don't have issues with it trying to move this around. Oh, and I need to shut off the lights as well. Oh, right, nothing's conveyored up to the front because of the batteries. I was very confused for a moment there. I've gone and shut off all the hydrogen thrusters as well, too. Just so we are not burning it by just sitting here. Oxygen tank. Is there an oxygen generator out here? Or should I just toss it somewhere into the system and let it take care of it? Probably what I'm going to have to do. And where did my ice go? Into a cargo container. Okay. You are conveyored up. Oxygen generator, turn you on, turn you on. And we gotta unload the rest of this. Whoa, I forgot I was using my jetpack by hand because I haven't set up any connectors, but that's probably something we're gonna want to do if we are gonna build this whole thing. Now I'm thinking for now we'll just run a connector off the side right here. And that will solve the issue of which thrusters we can have pointing which way to. Might want to add some additional backwards pointing thrusters. That is running. They're both running. See how our hydrogen tanks are doing. They're all actually rather filled. And I feel like that they just had a residual hydrogen, not that I filled them. I'm not going to complain too loudly about that, because it just makes my job easier. But it surprises me. I'm gonna have to, I believe Tim is set up on this. Nope, it's not. What ship did I see that it was set up on? I swear it was one of these crash ships. We're just gonna go back and forth for a moment. Ooh. Finish getting this set up. Some ice for a little while. And then I'm thinking we're gonna move our little mining ship away. Oh, I should add a remote control block to that too, just in case. We have half the systems we need to fly it remotely if we wanted to. But I guess we'd want a camera as well. I was doing generator, not oxygen. because that just shows me the oxygen generators. Almost done. I think we'll also probably have some that are not conveyored up anymore. So that will have to be something we fix. So, one of the comments I got, and I'm a little behind on addressing this, was about the visual glitches I was talking about. And every once in a while, when I look at the corners of these blocks, like right here, and it looks like it shows up in the recording, but I'm not sure it does. It will like be rainbow colors that are flickering. And so that's what I was referring to by that. Oh, my thrusters are off. I probably want to turn all those on first before I disconnect from this. Go ahead and disconnect. Light up and away. Care about your unknown signal. Don't get me wrong, they're kind of cool ideas, but I feel like they should be more rare than they are if they're going to contain inventory. But skins just, I don't think it's all that great. Okay, let's see what we can do. There are a lot of ion thrusters, so all the turrets should be mine, but we shouldn't have to fear about going down here anymore. Ion, there's some hydrogen it looks like in the front. That's 10 smalls. More ion. And ion does actually provide some thrust in atmosphere, but it's just not much. Yeah, I'm gonna be very surprised if we can lift it off of the systems we have here. But we're gonna go find out. If I can figure out how to get to a cockpit through this maze of a ship. So I could go use the front one, but where's the fun in that? Oh, that's not a way in. Okay. Go back here. And down there we go. Oh, this is one of our observation areas. Slash maybe fighter launch areas. I like how they're outside. It's good for viewing, not so great for security. And I know I can walk in some of these areas too. Observation. That's not right. It's just a little easier to fly around. So we are flying upside down. It helps me keep oriented to the rest of the ship. Although it is a little bit confusing as I'm like, I swear that thing was above us. Okay. Okay, so hydrogen thrust on. Ion is also on. It's full burn. Nada. Can't say I'm surprised, but again, it was worth a try. Shut off our ion first, even though I probably have gone for the hydrogen. Off, and we'll save that fuel. I do kind of like this bridge setup. Very scenic, and look at those Gatlings. This is quite the find for us. Another thing we could do is this ship is equipped with missiles, And we could take apart the missiles to make shields for this. That's not how we came in. Did we just come in on the... Yeah, we did come on the other side. Blast furnace. Yep, here we go. It's so throwing me off that it's suddenly right side up for us. There we go. Now we're a little more aligned with gravity. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is, because we have these conveyors here, I'm going to conveyor... We might not have any side-to-side thrusters too. That's something we got to look at. But we've got a few, just not much. We're going to try to build some big, and I mean several massive hydrogen thrusters off the side. And I'm thinking we'll go for 5 on each side, and that will help push us off the ground. It's gonna eat up our hydrogen though, so I want us to be stocked up with at least a few 100,000 ice, as well as completely full hydrogen tanks. And we're gonna go up probably... Oof. I'm thinking 5-10 kilometers before we attempt to flip this thing. After we take off though, we will immediately level it out. And then at 5 kilometers off the ground will be the drop range that the roll can take. At max speed, 5 kilometers is only 50 seconds, and so that's how long it gives our braking thrust to work. And that might not be enough, so we'll maybe go longer than that, and maybe we will get one of those shields online. And it's not going to save this thing if we crash, but it will help reduce the damage. What am I seeing down here? Just residual effects? Because nothing looks on. So yeah, let's work on conveying those things up. 22 hydrogen. I have backup tanks, so we're still good to go. Sometimes I have to remind myself of that. Okay, so we are going to need interior plates and steel plates. I think that's it to get started. So, thinking the first thing we do is we conveyor these things together. Now, I swear I selected a different color. Let's make sure we match what's here. We're going to use conveyor blocks. I'm sure there's one missing there. That will help with this corner. And then to get it over there, I'm thinking we'll just use conveyor tube. Oh. And we're going to put in another conveyor block here. And we'll probably want more side thrust. So let's see, this from the other side. Got a connector on it. Yeah, this is a landing wing, which I really like the idea of. And it means that we'll need to add downward facing connectors to the ships that we build. We're going to just conveyor that one up because... Now, given this is a temporary structure, I'm not worried about conveying it in with everything else. Alright, we're upside down. So that's going to be one of our arms, and then we'll go further back. I don't need these, though. Tube should be fine. If all goes according to plan, nothing is gonna come plummeting from the sky. And I really hope it goes according to that plan. I'm not sure how much this would survive a second fall. And then antenna, we need a hydrogen thruster, a large one. Oh, you don't like that, do you? You want something above you. Interesting. So, let's build a floor. And this will help with structure too, in case something goes horribly wrong, and we'll conveyor it in at a separate point as well. What don't you like? Oh, because that's too close. Right. I believe they're 3, 1, 2, 3. That only gets us 6 on this side, but or 6 total, 3 per side. But, and we can kind of see how far we need to go. Boxes, build boxes for these things are massive, and they should be. It doesn't mean it doesn't surprise me sometimes. Okay, so that's 3 large hydrogen thrusters. We're also going to need to check our number of gyroscopes. And we'll probably want to replace the landing gear that got removed. It's curious that that happened, because this is on the top. Anyways, I think you can kind of see how the planet is going. I'm going to do some of this off camera, make sure I have the resources, so on and so forth. But anyways, I'm Antalous. I will catch you later.